This is David with entry number 650, 651. I've forgotten once again. Oh, look how pale I look. It's very odd. I'm here in this park in Yeongdong-po, which is kind of working class, historically working class area, which has now kind of evolved into another one of these kind of residential districts here that I adore in Korea. I don't know why I like them so much, but like where I live is not a residential district. People live there, but there's a majority of it is universities and things of that nature. I live near a residential district, but it's not a very good one. This one, Yeongdong-po, is actually historically, and its neighboring district, Guro, which is now a completely different story. But this was historically, I believe, a Chinese kind of neighborhood. And you see that reflected in the restaurants. What's interesting is that there's a lot of variation, obviously, in Korean cooking, and there's been historically a kind of fascination with, but it's a better word, relationship. There's been a relationship with Korean food and Chinese food, and a lot of it is in more of the simple dishes, and there's a few dishes though that are considered Korean but are definitely Chinese, and one of them is a beloved Korean classic called jokbal, and jokbal is a pig's trotter that's been stewed with a whole bunch of aromatic, very uncharacteristically Korean spices to create a very intensely flavored, porky, juicy, basically a shank. It's like a pig shank, a pork shank. And if you ever had lamb shank or any kind of foot, it's a very tender, delicious experience, because generally the way they have to cook it is braised or stewed for hours and hours and hours and hours. It basically becomes just this big kind of hoof of gelatin, and that's what this is. And but when you taste it, it doesn't taste like Korean food at all, but it's very traditional Korean food. And I'm just looking at this disgusting spittle that someone did here. It's a very known as a Korean thing, and when you look at the Chinese Korean food, it's stuff like jjajangmyeon, which is also jjajangmyeon or jjajangmyeon in Chinese, and there's things like champon, which is debatably Chinese or Japanese, and so you see a lot of this kind of transitioning kind of food in Korean society. But this area in particular is a very nice area. I'm currently sitting in this huge park. It goes on for about 100 yards in that direction. That you can see the trees are all, wilting and giving off their leaves. And, look at that. I mean, look at that. That is something else, right? There's exercise equipment, and it also goes on for quite a ways that way as well. And it's really quite a magnificent experience, just sitting here with pigeons, and I've been eating these little red bean cakes, and I can't eat anymore because they are extremely bad for you. And I did walk here, but that only goes so far. But just a really interesting place. And I can't really put a button on why I enjoy these areas so much, but I do I unfairly fetishize, I think, simple lives. A lot of these old timers that are walking around the park right now, they pretty much live the same way. They've lived the same way for the last 30, 40 years. And, it's a pretty cool place. There's not too much else to say, really. I do really enjoy it, and it's quite interesting. This place offers a really interesting perspective in terms of kind of how the daily life of a typical Korean person. It's not glamorous, it's not ornate, it's just kind of how it is everywhere in the world. There's no real kind of special quality to life or whatever. It's just doing it is generally how it's done. And when I'm in these kind of areas, you really get a sense of that kind of, these people aren't some kind of on some extraordinary path. They're not doing some kind of sojourn to find themselves. They're not contemplating existential conundrums. They're just living their lives. You see these people walking behind, and they're just waiting at this bus stop, and they're just living. They're not doing anything special. And that, in and of itself, in my opinion, is very special. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll talk with you in a couple days. Bye.